So once I made the decision to deal with who I wanted to deal with and make a choice of who I wanted to deal with, there really is no need for all of that type of pricing. Like the look is the look, the service is the service, and that's what it is. But once you kind of get into the idea of who you want to work with, so many other things fall into place as far as your content, as far as your rate, as far as making sure your aesthetic lines up with, that person that you're trying to attract. But if you don't know who you're talking to in particular, you're just going to be like all over the place. The more that you continue to say yes, the more that you continue to put yourself in certain rooms and say yes to certain opportunities, you're going to naturally continue to grow and naturally continue to grow into the person, into the artist, into the individual who those type of clients want to work with.
Friends and beauty, yeah, the vibe stay lit. Community strong, we legit, that's it. Stories, lessons, gems we share freely. Learn, laugh, glow, we live in truly. It's the Friends and Beauty podcast with your best friend in beauty.
Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Happy New Year, Friends of Beauty. Okay, we got to start off with that first. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of 2026, and it's litty over here. I'm so excited to be in a new year. We needed to start afresh. Okay, we needed a fresh start. So I'm so excited for 2026. I just got done recording a video for just my regular YouTube video that kind of sparked the energy for this video. I recorded a video about how to attract high paying clients in the beauty industry because I did a video about it 4 years ago, and it is literally I think it's the video on my channel with the most amount of views right now, which is insane. And it's a little disappointing too because your girl is not monetized on YouTube. That's a whole nother a whole nother story because they be running ads on the video and everything. But I wanted to kind of kick off the new year and refresh that video because it had been so long, like 4 years ago. That's crazy. I wanted to refresh it, not because the advice was outdated, but just because the way that people are choosing to work with beauty professionals has kind of adjusted a little bit, and my thoughts behind it kind of I had some new thoughts to add on to it. So go ahead and check out that video on the Friends of Beauty YouTube channel. But I gave a list of about 7 things that are like contributing factors of like attracting high end clients. And there's one in particular that I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about this on the podcast because towards the end of the video, I just kind of made the notion of like, it may not be all of these things that you may need to do. It may be like 1 or 2 things that you may need to tweak on this list to get the results that you want to start attracting the high paying clients that you want. And when I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to make a do a podcast episode about this because I feel like there was one decision that I made that really flipped the switch for me. One decision that I made that really flipped the switch from just the type of clients that I was getting that I wasn't really fulfilled with, and just like flipped it, and I was starting to get all of these clients who were paying my rate, respecting my rate. The experience was wonderful. They were referring me to their other friends who were willing to pay my rate. It was just like a snowball effect that happened. So I want to talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about it. So the one decision that I made that really changed everything for me, and it was so, so simple, was that I decided to stop talking to everyone. Okay? I decided to stop talking to everyone and focus on who I wanted to work with and really do the work of figuring out who I wanted to work with. Okay? If you're talking to everyone, you're essentially talking to no one at all. Okay? So if you're talking to brides, models, everyday clients, brands, it's a whole bunch of noise going on, right? It's just a lot. So you really, really have to sit down and do the work of figuring out who you want to serve. It's not the people who just naturally are drawn to you, but who do you want to work with? And I don't see a lot of people taking the time to really like figure that out. I don't want to do makeup. I just figured out I don't want to do makeup for everyone for every occasion. And it's kind of a tricky thing because I always encourage my students when they first become makeup artists to like try a little bit of everything just to see what they like in the beauty industry. But once you do that, I would say stick with at least like two of them. I think it's the reason why I see rates like all over the place too, is because you're trying to accommodate so many different people. Like even when it comes down, one of the things that I talked about in the video is aesthetic. Even when it comes down to aesthetic, I don't tend to switch it up too much. There's sometimes when people reach out to me and they're like, I give them my rate, right? And they're like, "So what kind of look does that include?" It includes whatever you want. Okay? It includes whatever look that you desire. Because I see so many people when you go to their pages, they got they got one price for soft glam, they got another price for glam glam, then they got a price for natural. The price is the price. All right? So once I made the decision to deal with who I wanted to deal with and make a choice of who I wanted to deal with, there really is no need for all of that type of pricing. Like the look is the look, the service is the service, and that's what it is. So I tend to work with everyday women or executives. They tend to be like CEOs, C-suite entrepreneurs, something high level, high functioning, like vice presidents of nonprofits, like all types of stuff. I have like OBGYNs and stuff like that as clients. It's just very straightforward. Very straightforward. Special occasion. They might be doing some headshots or a speaking engagement or, something like that. It's just very straightforward. So I don't need to have like all these things that was kind of like driving me crazy. It's like it's just a lot. So when I made the decision to stop, I still do photo shoots and, things like that here and there, but it's not like my main bread and butter. Once I made the decision to service the people, when made the decision to create the content that was going to attract the people that I wanted to work with, when I made the decision to set a rate that was going to be comparable to the people that I was attracting, I just made a decision. I just made a decision. So that's where the power lies. The power lies in making the decision. And it's just so much that could be said about that. Think about who you want to serve. Think about who you're trying to no longer convince because that's exhausting as well. But you got to think about when you're thinking about who you want to work with, you got to really think about them as a whole, like their lifestyle, how much they make, what they like, their dislikes. It really is creating that like ideal client avatar. Have I done a video about that before? I can't remember if I've done a video about it before, but once you kind of get into the idea of who you want to work with, so many other things fall into place as far as your content, as far as your rate, as far as making sure your aesthetic lines up with, that person that you're trying to attract. But if you don't know who you're talking to in particular, you're just going to be like all over the place. So go ahead and make a decision. I feel like once I made that decision, like I said, it just changed everything. It changed my positioning. It changed the language that I was using. It changed the boundaries that I was setting. It literally just changes everything. And if you feel like you've been kind of like all over the place or you're not attracting the clients that you want to attract, maybe it's time to make a decision on who you actually want to work with. Have you done that yet? If you haven't done that yet, that may be the reason why you're struggling a little bit. Oh my gosh. And I feel like once you make that decision, like I said, everything comes up into place, even as far as your positioning. You could position yourself a certain way. You can position yourself as an expert, an authority, an educator. Like it's just so much things that you can do once you like once you figure out who you're talking to, because once you know who you're talking to, you can speak directly to them. And that's what they love. That's what those people love. Like when they come to your page and you're creating content that speaks directly to a pain point that they have, it's like, how does she know? How does she know? Like, I, I think I need to book with her because it seems like she knows me. she knows me really, really well. So you really have to dig into like who that person is, know what they like, dislike, their challenges, like all of the things so that when they come across you, it's like you was made for them. Like it's just alignment, a match made in heaven. Hey, friends in beauty. If you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams. So whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug and play templates into your account for pretty much everything. So you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand, send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business. So one thing that I've really been noticing is just this whole thing about positioning. Positioning, like, really, really changes the game. Positioning is one of those things that attracts clients too because people just want to be associated with people who are doing things, like who are doing the things out here. And one thing that's really exciting that I forgot to mention in the video is the fact that I know that you are on this journey for the long haul. At least I hope you are, right? So the more that you continue to say yes, the more that you continue to put yourself in certain rooms and say yes to certain opportunities, you're going to naturally continue to grow and naturally continue to grow into the person, into the artist, into the individual who those type of clients want to work with. So as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, it's going to be inevitable that you transform into this person who is, in alignment with these people that want to work with you, if that makes sense. But as long as you continue to move, you cannot be stagnant. So I don't want to, like, when it comes to positioning, I'm not thinking about it as far as like you got to do this whole like hustle and bustle to really get out there and, make a name for yourself because all of those things are relative. You don't necessarily have to be working with celebrities or anything like that. But once you do get into a position that it's like shiny object syndrome in a sense. Like people just want to work with the person that is just doing the things, the person that's in the room, the person that's teaching the classes, the person that's on social media giving the tips and the tricks. Like they just want to be associated with that. It all starts to come together. So make sure you check out that video and let me know what you think. But I am on a mission this year, okay, to help my friends in beauty with their positioning, with their visibility. If that is something that you think has been holding you back, or maybe you're not sure if it's been holding you back from getting to the clients that you want, I am going to be doing some one-on-one audits, some positioning audits, just to see where we could find those cracks and see how we can position you a little better in 2026 to start attracting those clients. So I'm only going to be doing a few of those every single month. So I'll leave the QR code here for you to hop in, or I'll leave the link down in the show notes on in the description. But it's not a coaching call. It really is just clarity and an audit, so we could dive in and see what you've been doing that's good, and see where you can improve on, and what areas you may need to start pulling out a little bit more to change your positioning, so you can start attracting those clients that you want. So it's decision time. Okay. It's decision time. I really encourage you to go watch that other video to see if it's any other areas that you may be falling short on. But it really is, that was really the one for me that made all the difference, is when I made the decision and decided who I wanted to work with, and I stuck with that. So much has changed for the better, and I have not looked back ever since. Okay. Also, before I go, if you want to be the first to know about when the Friends of Beauty community opens back up in 2026, I'll leave the QR code here for that as well, because we are rebuilding that community with intention. Okay. And it's all about collaboration over competition over here. No gatekeeping in the Friends of Beauty community. So if you're looking for a community of people who are doing it, who are motivated, who are supportive, who really do like want to see you win, then you want to be a part of the Friends of Beauty community. So I just want to come and, share that with you really, really quick, and wish you an amazing and prosperous and abundant new year, full of good health, full of good vibes, full of all of your wishes and desires coming true. I really, really wish that for you. And I hope that you join the journey for Friends of Beauty and see what we're up to this year as well. So cheers to a new year. Cheers to 2026. And let's go ahead and get it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, # Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.